Hi, I'm Jeff Farnwell, Director of the MBA program at Rockford College. About 18 months ago, the Rockford Chamber of Commerce set out to make networking easier in Rockford by identifying area people you should know in business. Currently, 41 people have been recognized and celebrated as one of these people. This series of talks held at Rockford College was designed to provide a vehicle for the public to hear from and learn about each of the people you should know. I hope you enjoy this talk.
Welcome to Rockford College for our People You Should Know talks. Today I'm excited to introduce Mr. Dan Cataldi, Executive Director of Eiger Lab and a 2012 People You Should Know Award recipient. Mr. Cataldi is an entrepreneur who assists and encourages other entrepreneurs at Eiger Lab. His mission is to help develop business wealth and jobs in the Rockford area. Through the new Eiger Lab partnership model, he is focusing regional resources to promote innovation, cluster development, and entrepreneurship in the aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and energy sectors. His talk today is titled Rockford in 3D, to Infinity and Beyond. Please help me welcome Mr. Dan Cataldi.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome. Thanks to the Rockford Chamber for providing this group the opportunity to talk. Thanks to Rockford College for providing us with a forum to deliver our messages. I'm honored, and this hopefully will be a fun conversation, and you'll learn where Rockford is in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship. So my name is Dan Cataldi. I'm the Executive Director of the Eiger Lab. Together, we're going to take a journey today, a journey that will show that innovation and entrepreneurship are alive and well in Rockford, Illinois, a journey to infinity and beyond. So what is Eiger Lab, and how does it fit into this discussion? Eiger Lab's mission is to create quality jobs and wealth in the region by supporting innovation, entrepreneurship, and commercialization. We're an incubator, which simply means that we have flexible space at reasonable prices for startup and early stage companies. We are also a business accelerator. We focus that programming on existing businesses in growth stages that are not in the building. So many of our clients don't exist in the facility itself, but are clients that we're helping grow jobs out in the open market. We're TechWorks, a CNC machine operator training program. Every year we deliver approximately 80 to 90 new workers into the CNC machining marketplace, which in Rockford is a critical a need that we are trying to fill and deliver. And as you're soon going to see, we're a commercialization center that turns innovative ideas into marketable products. Eiger Lab is also the home of Fast Pitch. Fast Pitch is our regional elevator pitch competition. This is our 7th year. Through the course of time, we've hosted over 300 participants and have now expanded the competition to include 6 counties between Wisconsin and northern Illinois. And last year we actually took the winners from each of the 3 fast pitch competitions and had an all-star event where we brought investors, business leaders, community leaders into a room and assisted with the development of a business plan to move forward. So what does all this mean for Rockford? It's not working? So what does all this mean for Rockford? Let me show you. I'd like to tell you about 3 companies that have started and grown within the Eiger Lab. Lions Consulting Group is a Chicago-based e-commerce business. They found us 24 months ago when one of the partners who grew up in our neighborhood was home on a weekend visit. At the time, Lions had backroom offices in Kiev. He met with us. We introduced him to Rock Valley College instructors who delivered PHP programming. He decided to start an ancillary group at the Eiger Lab with 3 cubicles and 3 employees. Today, he's got 26 IT employees working in the Eiger Lab, and those backroom offices are now slowly being transferred to Rockford, Illinois. Have you heard of Comply 365? Comply is a software company that builds and sells compliance programs to a variety of industries, including aerospace. We were introduced to them 5 years ago, and since then, they've added 15 jobs and are currently poised to double their employment in 2013 at their new facility. Comply participated in our first fast pitch competition. We helped them access and find over $1 million worth of investment, and have given them mentorship and guidance in terms of finding employees and finding investment dollars. Again, creating wealth and good jobs for our region. Have you heard of BE Aerospace, a manufacturer of high-speed vacuum flush toilets for the aerospace industry? So BE came to Eiger Lab because they could start their business by renting space, including furniture, broadband, and internet, and most important, flexibility. They could expand or contract without any penalty, no long-term leases. As a result, Eiger Lab helped them take their product to commercialization. They projected it would take them 20 months to develop from initial product to final product, something to bring to market. And because they were near the Center for Product Development, we took that time frame down to 8 months. So they've grown from 2 to 75 employees. They've built their own new facility near the airport, and they relocated out of our building last summer. So that is our poster child at Eiger Lab, creating wealth, creating jobs in the community, providing innovation and speed to market. So Eiger Lab also houses this Center for Product Development, which is a facility that assists in the design, prototyping, and analysis of new products by utilizing state-of-the-art 3D printing technology. So what is 3D printing and what is prototyping? 3D printing is a process that allows us to take flat drawings or sketches, transform them into 3D CAD designs, and then actually print, or more appropriately grow, a product, a physical product, by utilizing polymers, resins, and even in some cases metals. So the term is additive manufacturing, as we grow a part, as opposed to reductive manufacturing, where we take metals and chip it down. So think of a dot matrix printer, and I'm pointing to this gadget over here. Think of a dot matrix printer. 3D printers lay down continuous thin layers of material to grow a finished product. No assembly required in one single build cycle. We simply don't put hardening material where there's airspace in the program. So the product comes out, a product like this bicycle chain will come out of the printer done. You dip it, you blow it off, and it's a finished product. And this can be made in a variety of materials, including metal if we so choose. So imagine the possibilities. That's what we're here to talk about. Imagine if we could combine the technical knowledge of an engineer with the talents of an artist, a collaborative technical center for the arts, to create innovative new ways to produce products and artistic pieces. That day is today at Eiger Lab. This is a statue of President Lincoln reading a book to a child. We made a prototype called a Positive for a local foundry client. We first made it in pieces and then assembled it into a larger Positive. They then cast the final bronze statue from the mold. This detailed statue currently sits in the library in Freeport. This is a dragon that was originally made from elements found in nature, including pea pods, leaves, and a cotton boll, to create a piece of art which we scanned in a high-resolution 3D scanner. We then created a prototype model that the artist painted to create the final artwork. This piece traveled to art shows in both New York City and Seoul, Korea last year, and it came directly from our prototyping processes. This is a model of Michelangelo's David. This project was commissioned by the Casa Buonarroti Museum in Florence, Italy, which houses many of Michelangelo's works. The Bassetti's originals were made in 1550 of wax and horsehair, and they are deteriorating and being lost in time. So the museum commissioned 8 sets to be built, 1 for the museum, 1 for the owner, and the rest to be sold for museum proceeds. Our client, Art Castings of Illinois, scanned the piece, we printed the positives, and they then built the final pieces in bronze. These Bassettis are the world's only authorized replicas of the Michelangelo Bassetti series, and Eiger Lab was instrumental to the final process. This is a White House chandelier. There are several of these placed around the White House. An earlier president removed a chandelier from one room and replaced it in a remodel. Other rooms still have all the originals. At the most recent remodel, this administration wanted to put the room back to its original state, but they couldn't find the chandelier. So they sent us the component parts, which we scanned, and then built the component parts to assemble a final duplicate replica chandelier to be placed at the White House. Now imagine if we could take an inventor's sketch or a drawing on a napkin and turn that drawing into three-dimensional computer design and then build a product in 24 to 48 hours. So that day is today at Eiger Lab. Prescient Audio is currently incubating at the Eiger Lab. Prescient has a new speaker design that is considered disruptive technology and could transform the industry. These speakers no longer use the technology, yet still produce high-quality bass tones that do not exist in these small spaces. So they can fit under furniture, they can fit in car doors, they can fit in between studs. Prescient's working with Eiger Lab commercialization coaches to develop and protect the technology, research licensing opportunities, prepare investor presentations, and identify local supply chain partners who can manufacture the end product in Rockford. And they just got commitment from an angel investor in the region to support the process. This is a product called a rust inhibitor. So we have a local manufacturer that developed this new technology. They originally designed a plug that could be placed in shotguns to prevent barrel rust. Remington showed extreme interest in the concept. He came in on a Tuesday. We delivered a prototype on Wednesday. He went to Remington on Thursday, and on Friday got an order for 30,000 units. That's the speed to market that's taking place today at Eiger Lab. He then went to Snap-on and presented the same technology for use in toolboxes. We created 200 prototypes for Snap-on to do market testing. The product is now included in all Snap-on standing toolboxes. Jug Buddy. This is a local inventor who worked with his son who had an idea. And the idea was to create a funnel where you could slide a gallon jug underneath it and easily, without a mess, either put oil in it or beads in it or birdseed in it, what have you. He actually participated in 2 of our early fast pitch competitions, and he didn't win. In fact, he didn't even make the final stage. But what he learned in the process of going through fast pitch helped him hone his pitch. He got feedback on the product. He met key supporters, and eventually he used the product development prototyping equipment to build his first product, which now sits on the shelves of Ace and Farm and Fleet stores in the region. So now imagine if we could work with existing corporate engineering departments and create innovations that by significantly reducing their product development time and cost. So that day is today at Eiger Lab. This is a highly detailed Victorian building built for a third-party vendor representing Disney. If you look real close, you can see column lines, individual bricks, and soffit detail. It will most likely be used for an animation film or as a model for a future building on their campus. This is a spindle redesign for a local milling machine company, produced in a single build. Even in its prototype stage, it is fully functional and could be installed and used on a machine as is. And it came out of the prototyping machine done, except for the metal grommets. This is a wind turbine. It was designed and built for residential and light commercial use. We assisted in the prototyping and the development of the blades, which are aesthetically pleasing to the eye and work with the wind blowing from any direction. This product will be going to market next year. And this is a hypodermic needle. It's positioned next to a penny to show scale. The end of the needle is welded shut and precision holes were drilled with micro machines in order to concentrate the treatment directly to the bad cells of liver cancer patients. The holes pictured are the width of 3 human hairs, to give you an idea of scale. And all this was done at the Eiger Lab. So I'm going to ask you to dream with me for a second. Think outside the box. What if Eiger Lab could assist in medical innovations for surgical devices? What if we could print knees, bones, and teeth by scanning your body and then create custom replacements? Or if we could print human organs knee and hip replacements are already being printed and in use. Skin is actually being duplicated in research labs today. A bird heart has been built at MIT that beats when electronically stimulated. Iger has met with simulation centers and medical labs to discuss this business moving forward. What if Iger Lab built a commercialization center for consumer goods and manufactured products, and we held a national competition and invited 10 targeted finalists to attend a commercialization boot camp? What if we then recruited and invested in the best of the best to develop new Rockford employers? We're currently in conversation with private investors to develop a seed fund that would support this program. And what if we could print toys like Legos or household items or lawnmower parts all without leaving the house? Print the part and print the tool to fix the problem. The U.S. already uses this concept in our space program. As the cost of 3D printers and advanced materials comes down, it is projected that 3D printers will become as prevalent and commonplace as televisions. Imagine the innovation. And finally, what if we committed to build an international design center in downtown Rockford? Product design, gaming design, graphic design, artistic design, fashion design. And what if we drew 500 to 600 students from around the world and Iger Lab became a cornerstone for downtown Rockford revitalization? The recently released economic study done by the Rockford Area Economic Development Council calls for that exact strategy. So I'd like to close with a true story, an emotional story. So a surgeon in Wisconsin met with a family who had a 9-year-old child with a malignant brain tumor. After tests, the doctor felt surgery to remove the tumor was too risky and it was inoperable. He learned of 3D printing and researched whether a detailed model of the boy's brain with multiple materials could be printed from an MRI. A Wisconsin prototyping house agreed to build that model. He practiced the surgery technique for 3 months to increase his odds. Called the parents, scheduled and performed the surgery. And today there's a healthy teenager running around, excuse me, around the woods in Wisconsin. All happening today. So infinity and beyond. That's where Rockford is. That's where Rockford is heading. In the time that we've been together, that desktop printer has grown a small replica guitar using a preloaded CAD file from open source software on the internet. You can own this equipment today for around $2,000. Imagine this unit in your house. Your 10-year-old hot tub needs a new jet. You go online, you download the CAD file, you print the part while watching the news, and when the news is over, you can take it out and fix your hot tub. Infinity and beyond. So that's the future. The future is now. The future is Iger Lab, and I want to thank you for your time.